Hello, everyone, and welcome to Got Thrones, a Game of Thrones podcast. I'm Alexandra August.
I'm Johnny Kolasinski.
And welcome to Game of Thrones Superfight!
Woo! We're back.
Woohoo! We are back. Had a little holiday hiccup.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure all of you did. Who has time to listen to podcasts during Memorial Day? Hopefully no one.
Hopefully no one. Or hopefully everyone, and you're all caught up.
Exactly. So this week we're going to open with discussing the Game of Thrones trailer that dropped. We're a little bit late to the game on it, but we have unique insights that we're pretty sure you've turned up for.
Yeah. Most importantly, Daenerys is going to see the table.
The table. The sexy, sexy map table that Stannis and Melisandre got down on in season 2.
I really hope she wipes it down.
I hope somebody in that castle was like, oh, no, let me get that for you before you touch it.
If Bran shows up, and the first thing he does isn't say, hey, John, you're actually a Targaryen. It's to rush into that room, riding on an elk, and tell Daenerys, no, bad.
armed with like some bleach wipes. Just one second. Let me. Okay, all right, we're good.
This season brought to you by Clorox. Also, Cersei has a sexy map room of her own.
Cersei does have a sexy map room of her own.
So cool.
It is really neat. It's kind of better than the map table, at least when it comes to lovemaking. I would imagine that's probably a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
So this was this trailer was the most downloaded / viewed trailer in 24 hours in history.
That doesn't surprise me. There was a lot there. I just rewatched it, and I happened to pause it after third watch on the Tyrion is eyeballing a dragon shot.
Ooh. A friend of mine watched it the other day and was like, I don't really get what the hubbub is about, which I was like, I don't really know how to respond to that. But it's... And I'm trying to figure out, which the only thing that made me do is try to pinpoint what made me so excited, because it really did give me chills. And I, for one, have been a little bit hesitant to get excited, to get hype about this new season, just because, and I think I've been pretty vocal about this in the past, I thought season 6 was full of several pretty big home runs, but also had some pretty foundationless storytelling, and Johnny and I think have gone on about that ad nauseum.
Yeah.
Just everything with the Greyjoys and Arya and But watching this, I don't know if it was just the excitement of finally seeing this conflict or this journey of Dany has finally come to a head, and her attempt to take her kingdoms back by force, and we get to see the Dothraki on Westeros and the Unsullied on Westeros. Those worlds meeting was enough to get me all hot and bothered.
Even if, I mean, we're not going to see Dany out there swinging a sword in this final duel of the fates of her versus Cersei or her versus the Night King, but this is the first time I feel like she is being framed as a leader and not just a ruler. Yes, I like that.
So,
based
or
on
as a commander,
a minute and a half.
Almost.
Yes,
that shot of her on the throne at Dragonstone, which I think we can assume is
that throne is sexy,
isn't it? Sick? I've seen pictures. There were pictures released, of that way earlier this year, and I don't know. It just. She wasn't on the throne. Like, we just got a shot of it. We got a shot of it empty, and it was like, okay, cool. It's a throne in a rock, chair in a rock, neat.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing her on it, and she's so tiny and yet so majestic, it was that was really, really effective.
Yeah. Things I'm disappointed with, and not so much disappointed with because I think it's going to be disappointing as. Why the hell? Sansa and Littlefinger.
That whole thing just looks...
the fact. We know that it's going to continue, but Littlefinger as Sansa's advisor and confidant just bugs the hell out of me.
Well, and it's kind of utterly predictable. Clearly, he's trying to sow seeds of discord between her and John, because how frustrating must it be for him to be in exactly the same position he was in with her mother, competing over her affections, regardless of what type of affections they are, between her and a very Nedley looking Stark boy. But yeah, it seems fairly easy to telegraph what's going to happen at Winterfell, which is going to be Sansa, trying to choose effectively what I'm guessing Arya makes it up there and is like, Littlefinger's a piece of shit. You should maybe not trust him. And Sansa being like, I do what I want.
But isn't his line to her, your brothers and sister are dead? What is that exact line? Not that you know it offhand.
No, I just remember that he kept calling. I'm guessing just because we see Arya traveling north. This is just me guessing. I'm guessing that they head up north. He might, and I think maybe not in that particular scene, he knows that Arya's alive, but I think Arya's, well, we know Arya's alive, and I think she's going to make it back there and be like, this is fucked. Maybe you should get this guy out of here.
Yeah, I'm just saying I think that scene happens before Arya shows up, or Arya shows up and she doesn't show up as Arya right away because... Littlefinger, nasty guy.
Well, yeah, that's probably a little bit too much to speculate, but he definitely is sowing the seeds of, I think, jealousy between Sansa and Jon by pointing out the fact he's like, you're the Stark here in this picture.
Yeah.
He is not. And he's getting all the credit for something that you effectively did. And that's not a story I ever wanted to see. Mm-hmm. Really. But hopefully it resolves itself.
We don't want to see the flowers in the attic of Jon and Sansa, except for those who really do want to see the flowers in the attic of Jon and Sansa.
Oh, by the way, well, I kind of do, but it wouldn't be that.
I've seen your 1 a.m. Twitter blasts.
I am on board the Johnson train, and I will take it to wherever it goes. If only because I think that it's a relationship between them makes so much more sense than some great epic love story between Jon and Dany, which has absolutely no foundation. And if they have anything more than like aggro sex or something like that, if they try to make it seem like if Jon and Dany emerge as this great love story in like 13 episodes and we have 50 other characters to resolve, mark my words, listeners, I will not be happy. I have to say, like, I keep replaying that shot of the Dothraki over and over in my head because we haven't really seen them. We've seen them in battle, we've seen them in conflict, but kind of for brief moments, because in season 1 when they were really active, there wasn't a budget.
Yeah, I was going to say we've seen them in battle when the show didn't have the means to do it properly.
Yeah, if we get a Battle of the Bastards type sequence featuring
which we're going to. We're absolutely going to.
I will be very, very, very excited. I'm less excited to see the Unsullied just because I feel like they're an army, they're a standing army, and we've seen Grey Worm go full badass. We've seen the Unsullied attack their masters. We've seen them kind of move in unison. We've seen a lot of the Unsullied over the years. I really want to see what the Dothraki can do on open field, just because it's kind of a callback to that wonderful conversation that Robert and Cersei have when he says, if a Dothraki horde comes over, crosses the narrow sea, we don't stand a chance. I want to see that. Mm-hmm. I want to see Cersei remember that.
Well, we do see the lion get toppled on Sexy Map.
We do. We also saw them, I think it was the Unsullied clearly going into a Lannister stronghold, so fingers fucking crossed.
I think it was Casterly Rock.
I mean, I think it's got to be at this point. It's certainly not Highgarden. They wouldn't be flying Lannister colors. One thing that I will admit that I was wrong to poo-poo immediately was a couple of weeks ago, Johnny, you pointed out that Melisandre could possibly be we wondered where Melisandre could be. She's clearly back this season. And you mentioned that she could be at Dragonstone, and I kind of immediately poo-pooed it. But given the shot we see of her in the trailer, she's on a coastal castle.
Mm-hmm. She's gray coastal castle, like a gray and dreary.
Yeah, and there are people running up. So could be at a couple of places. She could be at Casterly Rock. I think that's doubtful, but it could happen. She could be at Storm's End looking for Gendry. Unlikely, but it could happen. Or she could be at Storm's End, maybe seeking out Dany's service, perhaps.
Yeah.
But I don't know why she would be waiting at I don't know why she would be waiting at Dragonstone. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm my money. I don't
Unless
know.
she saw something in the fire.
Or she's seeing somebody else come to Dragonstone and it's not Dany's arrival.
Yeah.
So my money's kind of on. I don't know, my money. I'm gonna do a total flip flop. My money's on Dragonstone for Melisandre to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
We talked briefly before the episode because I thought, well, what if it's Eastwatch by the Sea? But Alex pointed out rightly that it's not wintry enough to be the Wall.
No, it is not. I think that's all I got. I mean, it was exciting to see Drogon kind of flying over. It's exciting to see dragons in Westeros again. I kind of feel like we're getting a hint of what the actual Targaryen invasion was a little bit like. So that's really exciting. And it's just exciting to have to be nearing a conclusion. As sad as it makes me to say that, we still have 2 more years. Talked in a year from now, but I'd be like, oh my god, there's only 6 episodes left. Whereas right now we got 13. It's great.
Yeah. Couple things that we didn't see, none of which I think you care about. We were brandless. And 0 Cleganes.
True. I mean, well, Roy McCann's definitely back, and obviously Bran is. I think a clue to Bran's storyline could be the gate of the Wall opening. Mm-hmm. And a clue to, and also we see a bunch of wildlings running through, either attacking or running from something through this kind of big crevasse, which looks like it's in the frozen north. They look like they're wildlings in the frozen north, so it makes sense to me that that's where they are. They could be below the Wall at this point, but that might be sort of where Bran's location is. But
what if so we've got that wintry scene of Arya. What if she's got Bran coming to her in a dream and she's north of the Wall on a Bran rescue?
I feel like with 7 episodes, it's probably going to take Arya at least 2 just to get to Winterfell, and I'm 99% certain she does get there, because otherwise, why are we watching? But I think that's possible. I think it's less likely.
Beg to differ. I'm going to say I think she's north of the Wall, or else why don't we see her at Winterfell? That's my thoughts.
Okay. I think she could conceivably go to Winterfell first, and then do that. But I don't think she gets north of the Wall without going to Winterfell, and I think that might be a lot for this season. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to place bets. This very, very specific bet.
Yep. And then as far as Clegane Bowl, not being shown, I assume that's just because that's all season 7 is. Season 8 is.
Yeah, it's just Clegane Bowl from different angles.
No, yeah.
It's like the Clegane tournament. Angle. It's every time they eliminate themselves, they just move to smaller brackets. So they have to fight each other 16 times, and they fight each other 8 times, then 4 times. Then it's March Madness. If we never see Clegane Bowl, I will be completely happy.
Or if that is it's a Sopranos style of we see the Hound walk in to the arena and then fade to black. And we hear a chicken and that is the end.
See, we should write this show, clearly.
We should.
With that in mind, I think we can probably move on to Superfight.
I think we can too.
Alrighty. This is a matchup that is near and dear to my heart.
Yeah, it's well deserved. It has been earned.
It has been earned, and unfortunately, my bias is pretty strong in favor to one of our contenders here. I wish I could.
Let's put it this way: there's no one in Westeros, in America, in the listening audience at large, that would ever root for Walder Frey, with the exception of Walder Frey.
Exactly. Walder Frey against Lady Stoneheart, no less.
Who?
Johnny, have you not heard of Lady Stoneheart?
No, I must have missed those 2 books.
Lady Stoneheart is not a fan of Walder Frey.
Right. Lady Stoneheart is, you might know her as Michelle Farley.
formerly known as Catelyn Tully. I used to refer to her as Undead Catelyn, and then that got problematic because people didn't think it was funny. But Lady Stoneheart is literally a zombie made of vengeance aimed at Walder Frey. If you haven't read the books, or you've wondered why people have been clamoring for Lady Stoneheart, Barrington Darien brings Catelyn Tully back to life, which may or may not have been the best choice when he found her in a river after the Red Wedding. And he uses the last bit of his life to bring her back to life, so Lady Stoneheart turns out to be the leader of the Brotherhood without banners.
Despite the fact that her throat is slit and she can't speak.
And she's pretty much decaying and looks like...
She looks like she's been floating in a river for a week.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a pretty picture. There's a lot of Lady Stoneheart cosplay on Pinterest, and it's gentle on the looks. Give her an easy... Not a single Lady Stoneheart cosplay on Pinterest have I ever seen. It looks like what Lady Stoneheart is described as in the books, because she's essentially bald with a slit throat and really gross skin. It's like you don't want any of her children to see her again because you think it's just going to be really upsetting. But she makes the perfect opponent for Walder Frey.
Yes, she does.
So in addition to her many talents, Lady Stoneheart is currently riding a marshmallow man with her hands glued to her hips.
Catelyn, if someone asks you if you're an old god, you'd say yes.
And Walder Frey? What's Walder Frey got going on?
Walder Frey is armed with a puppy musket and can only be killed by, ironically, beheading.
It's not going to be
this
as
works.
easy as we thought.
Yeah.
So where are we?
I think that we have to be at the twins.
Yeah, scene of the crime?
Yeah, scene of the crime. Catelyn's going to take the battle to him. It's not like it's not like she can call him and say, meet me at the basketball court at lunch.
Meet me at the basketball court at lunch. Bring no one. Who is this? Shh. It's not Catelyn. Shh. Shut up.
Shit.
I gotta go.
At what point in time did Catelyn Stark become Kimmy Schmidt?
That's how... I don't think Catelyn or Lady Stoneheart is great at spycraft. Neither of them were very good at subtlety, especially Lady Stoneheart. All she does is kill Freys. It's really
I want to see season 4 of Kimmy Schmidt, where Kimmy cosplays as Lady Stoneheart. Make it happen, Netflix. We know you're listening.
All right, okay, I think first things first. How big is this Marshmallow Man? We talking Ghostbusters
this is Stay
big?
Puft Marshmallow. Yeah, this is Ghostbusters big.
Okay, so it's conceivable the Marshmallow Man is as tall as the twins.
Yeah.
Which I'm really enjoying now. So the moat's clearly not an issue. And they decide that they don't, the drawbridge is up and everything's up, and Catelyn's
but it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And how does Catelyn communicating with the Marshmallow Man?
Probably, I guess she can't speak because she's Lady Stoneheart.
But okay, so if she's a zombie, if she's been brought back to life, I feel like she's got to have some psionic capability. I feel like she can commune with this Marshmallow Man. If she's riding him, then they've got some way to communicate.
It's not a warg, but it's the Dragon Rider communication.
Yes, I like that. Yeah. And I think that she's
a Stay Puft Rider.
And I think in this reality, Tyrion made her a special saddle that she can ride without using her hands.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, because her hands are glued to her hips.
Yeah, so she can't throw anything, and she can't.
I just pictured her sitting on the hat. But
she can control the Marshmallow Man. But I'm gonna allow for the fact that there is at some point a time where this Marshmallow Man can go rogue.
Yeah,
we'll just keep that in our back pockets.
Okay.
So
her getting Walder Frey's attention is pretty much a given.
I think we're talking another Jurassic Park type situation where Walder Frey is sitting at the feast, and all of a sudden we just hear like a
thump, thump, thump,
and everyone's wine starts shaking. And Walder Frey, unfortunately, is the smartest Frey in the room at all times, even when the room is crowded with Freys. So he notices. He tells everyone to shut the fuck up, and it gets louder and louder and louder. And he tells everyone to go outside and see what the ruckus is! And nobody expects the Marshmallow Man.
Yeah.
They're very surprised.
Number one, because I don't think they're all that exposed to marshmallows.
No. I think, I think this is probably, so I think we probably counted out the fact that while the marshmallow, like, a marshmallow man can be taken down by sheer numbers, and we both know that the Freys have that. Mm-hmm. But I think, at this point, since Walder Frey treats them all so poorly, they just fucking run at the marshmallow demon that is coming toward them.
Yeah.
They're done. That's it. Their dad's an asshole. They're gonna go make their fortune in Essos or at the wall or just somewhere. Go to Dorne and be warm.
They're just gone. Maybe Black Walder stays.
Maybe.
But yeah, this is... Yeah.
And the thing is, like, people have been yelling about this thing for a while because you could see the Marshmallow Man from a long way off, but nobody believed them until they heard the thumps, and by that time it's too late. Marshmallow Man's at the gates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think that's probably the point. At the point when the Marshmallow Man is at the gates, and I think because Lady Stoneheart is in fact a lady, there's a polite knock.
Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. And Walder Frey knows it's time, and he reaches for his puppy musket.
Reaches for the puppy musket, cocks it,
mm-hmm.
Walks outside into the courtyard. What's the courtyard of a castle again?
And looks up.
And sees the Marshmallow Man gently peeking over the battlements. And waves.
Yeah. Kilroy style.
After that, Marshmallow Man makes his way inside the castle, I'm assuming just by walking.
Stepping over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just, like, crushing it, walking it. I guess, no, he's pretty big. I think he'd just step over. And then I think what we see is just a period of stomps.
Yeah. The thing is that the puppy musket, I mean, he doesn't have unlimited puppy ammo. Even if puppies like marshmallows, which they do, they're not going to be able to take the thing down. But you can't stomp something's head off with a marshmallow.
No, I think the marshmallow's got significant mass to crush Walder Frey, but we've already said he can only be killed by beheading.
By beheading.
I feel like every time that happens, he just kind of, reconstitutes like a balloon, like...
Yeah.
And that's what happens. It takes a few tries. So Walder Frey gets stumped a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
But I think also what it's proving to be... Are we saying... I think this Marshmallow Man is sentient. We're going to say that? He's sentient?
He's dumb.
Okay.
But not animal.
Okay, you've seen of Mice and Men, though. You know what Lenny liked a lot.
Yeah, he's Lenny.
Yeah. You know what Lenny liked a lot?
Puppies. And rabbits.
So... Here's I think the Achilles heel of the Marshmallow Man. Not only can he not kill Walder Frey simply by stomping, which is his only weapon of choice,
but he wants to love the puppies.
He really likes puppies, so he gets a little distracted.
Mm-hmm.
So Walder Frey keeps shooting like, Arr! She realizes this after his like third or fourth stomping, and then starts aiming the puppy musket at the marshmallow's face.
The Marshmallow Man is having the time of his life.
Marshmallow Man gets a little hard to control. Lady Stoneheart is thrown off, I'm guessing.
Because she can't hold on.
Because her hands are glued to her hips.
Because her hands are glued to her hips.
But here's the thing. Lady Stoneheart can't really be killed either.
Yeah, because she's Lady Stoneheart and she's already dead. What is dead will never die, but rises again. Pretty damn pissed.
Yeah. So I think at some point Lady Stoneheart gets thrown off like into a pile of hay after having like knocked on a wall or something. I'm thinking this is like a little bit like the last scene of Death Becomes Her when Goldie Hawn and Meryl Streep fall down these marble steps and they basically just break and like all of their body parts go everywhere. I'm like not that extreme, but I feel like maybe she's lost a hand or something.
So I think they could take each other out pretty well, but then as you said, just come back harder and stronger.
Well, see, I think this is a genuine impasse, though, too, because she can't really... He's shooting puppies at her.
He's shooting puppies.
Yeah, he can't really kill her.
Yeah.
And I think he's probably more concerned with the Marshmallow Man destroying his house.
Yeah.
And he also, his entire family is left. Whereas, like, she can't shoot arrows with her feet, so she can't debilitate him. And she can't... She's not getting his head off without the use of her hands. Armless people can't behead people unless she's got some sort of
that's
mechanism.
Science.
Yeah, I feel like Tyrion, after like a couple of years of study, could figure out a way to do that. I don't think Lady Stoneheart, in the time she's given, is capable of that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I think it might be time to draw another attribute.
I think so.
Alrighty. What does Walder Frey get in his pocket?
Walder Frey is pregnant.
Now I'm just imagining his belly all of a sudden, Walder, what? All of a sudden, what's happening here? And then the one Frey remaining on the battlements just starts doubling over in laughter and really wishes he had a cell phone.
Well, I mean, that would be his one trueborn son, and suddenly leap to the front of the line to inherit the twins. However, I don't think it gives him the advantage in this battle.
I'm wondering, it might give him a killer maternal instinct.
This is true.
He might fight a little bit harder.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll see. I think the pregnancy has its advantages and disadvantages. Catelyn, on the other hand, has gained herself some laser eyes.
Okay.
And I think
I think we have to give it to Catelyn.
Well, I mean, let's unpack this a little bit. All right, so I think I think Frey's got. I think he's.
I think Frey is 8 months pregnant.
He's 8 months pregnant, but he's not. But I think that he's got the fierceness of he's like really fucking done with his pregnancy, and
he's been nesting, and she's destroyed it.
Yeah. I think there's some berserker rage.
Can you imagine Walder Frey's nursery?
I don't.
It'd be black and dreary and gross, but it'd be his black and dreary and gross.
Oh, he'd be very, very angry if you said anything wrong about it. That's what makes me so mad about Walder Frey. He's such a prideful motherfucker, but he's ugly, his castle's dirty, and all of his children suck.
Yeah. I feel, at least Craster owns his despicableness.
Yeah, Craster is 100% a pig in shit. That is his Twitter handle. Craster at pig in shit. Okay, that's Craster.
Walder Frey is convinced that he's not just highborn, he is highest born.
Yeah, he's delusional. He's that delusional kind of arrogance that's just extremely unbecoming in a noble person.
Right.
Anyway. So Walder Frey has got maternal instincts turned into berserker rage because he's pregnant. Catelyn has laser eyes. And I think at this point they're like mano a mano trying to size each other up. I think at this point that the Marshmallow Man's like in a corner with an armful of puppies, or maybe just like trying to figure out how the puppy musket works.
Yeah, like he's shooting himself in the face with puppies and laughing.
And he's having such a good time. That's what the Marshmallow Man sounds like. Yeah, so it's as it should be. It's Lady Stoneheart versus Walder Frey. So Walder Frey's got two hands, though. Mm-hmm. So I'm guessing, I don't know how effectively a pregnant person can shoot arrows, so I'm guessing he picks up a sword.
Yeah. And I'm guessing she laser eyes him.
Yeah, I think everything...
I don't know that there's much to unpack here, other than the fact that Walder Frey is garbage, and Catelyn has laser eyes. I
think that's the tagline for this one. Oh, damn it, we'd give away the third attribute. Damn it, that was a good tagline.
We can go with it anyway.
Okay, so here's the only other way I see this unfolding. I think Catelyn has laser eyes. I'm guessing her eyesight, given that she's that Lady Stoneheart might not have great eyesight, but she's still younger than Walder Frey, dead or not. So I'm thinking she is pretty surgical with these, but here's the deal. She's realized that she can only kill him by beheading him. And now she doesn't want to kill him anymore. I think she wants to cut off each appendage one by one.
She's going to the pain him?
She's going to the pain this motherfucker. She's going to cut off his nose. She's going to blind him. Cut off his tongue, his feet, his arms. Going to leave his ears.
Leave his ears.
Yep. Leave his ears. You know what? Here, I think we'll stop here. I think that she delivers him of all of his... I think she to the pains him. I think she cauterizes those wounds, so he's effectively an armless, legless freak with no tongue and no nose. For right now, she's going to put him in a cage, and then she and Marshmallow Man are going to, like, ride off, like, on progress.
Right off into the sunset?
Yeah, and she's going to just, like, I think maybe she goes to Essos and creates her own carnival.
Because she doesn't go to brunch.
I mean, it's a narrow sea. I feel like the Marshmallow Man can probably just walk across it. Maybe jump.
Maybe float because he's marshmallows.
Oh man, I'm really excited about Catalin's adventures with the Marshmallow Man because I feel like since he's so big, they could get to places really quickly. She could see a Shy. She could check out E.T. Like E.T., not the extraterrestrial, the land. Heck, I think she could go up and like give the Night King what for? Because again, already dead. And the Marshmallow Man probably would fool them for at least a few minutes into thinking that he was one of their own. Or maybe a zombie giant. This plan is flawless. And Lady Stoneheart wins the day. This is why they should have had her in the fucking TV show.
It's true. Yeah. Thanks everybody for listening.
Thank you so much.
We're getting damn close to having a TV series again.
Yep, in about 6 weeks. But we will be doing Superfight every Monday up until then. And we will see you next week with another epic matchup. Please feel free to leave a comment on our iTunes page or wherever you get this podcast and let us know what you think of our new content. We're curious about some feedback if you have any. Cool. And with that, I think we can end it here.
All right. Thanks everybody for listening, and we'll see you soon.
We'll see you next week, folks. Bye.